Most people would never stop to look at this coin. The 2001 Vermont State Quarter, with the trees, hills, and peaceful design, feels modern, common, and harmless. Millions of Americans have spent these without a second thought, assuming a state quarter could never be worth real money. That assumption is exactly why this coin matters. At first glance, a circulated 2001D Vermont quarter looks ordinary. Light wear, soft details. Washington's portrait isn't sharp, and the reverse often shows flat areas in the trees and landscape. To most people, it's just another state quarter from pocket change. But this coin comes from a period most collectors pay very close attention to. By 2001, the U.S. Mint was producing state quarters at extremely high speeds. Demand was massive, presses were running non-stop, and quality control wasn't as strict as people assume. Especially at the Denver Mint, coins were pushed out fast to keep up with circulation. Speed creates mistakes, and mistakes create opportunity. Collectors aggressively search 2001D Vermont quarters for major mint errors. Some of the most valuable examples include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, and dramatic misalignments. Certain pieces show missing design elements or distorted lettering caused by damaged dies. These aren't tiny flaws. Some errors are visible instantly, even to non-collectors. And when they're authenticated, the prices surprise a lot of people. Minor error examples have sold for $100 to $500. More dramatic errors regularly sell for $1,000 to $3,000, and extreme, eye-catching errors have reached over $5,000, even though the coin itself looks modern. But errors aren't the only story here. Condition matters more than most people realize. Although millions were made, truly perfectly struck, 2001D Vermont quarters are harder to find than expected. Many were bag-marked before circulation. Others were weakly struck, especially in the fine details of the trees. High-grade certified examples with clean surfaces and strong strike quality have sold for hundreds to over $1,000. Here's the part most people don't talk about. Modern coins don't need to be old to be rare. They need to survive the minting process in the right way. Most Vermont quarters were used, scratched, or damaged quickly. Very few survived as elite examples, and condition can be misleading. Light circulation wear doesn't automatically kill value. In some cases, it actually helps confirm authenticity. What collectors avoid isn't wear. It's damage or alteration. The 2001D Vermont State Quarter proves an important lesson about U.S. coins. Rarity isn't always about age or silver. Sometimes it's about mistakes, timing, and survival. Millions were struck. Most were spent. Very few became special. So if you ever come across a Vermont State Quarter with a D mint mark, don't dismiss it. Look closely at the edges. Study the strike. Check for cracks, missing details, or unusual shapes, because sometimes the most valuable American coins aren't the oldest ones. They're the ones people assume can't possibly be worth anything. And the next coin we'll cover takes this even further. Most people don't even notice this coin when it passes through their hands. The 2001 Vermont State Quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, looks calm, simple, and ordinary. Trees, hills, a peaceful design that feels more like artwork than something valuable. That's exactly why people miss it. At first glance, a circulated 2001P Vermont quarter looks like nothing special. Light wear, soft details in the trees. Washington's portrait shows minor flattening. To the average American, it's just another state quarter that never mattered. But this coin comes from one of the most intense production periods in modern U.S. coin history. In 2001, the State Quarters program was at full speed. The Philadelphia Mint was striking coins non-stop to keep up with nationwide demand. Speed mattered more than precision. Dies were used longer than they should have been. Coins were released quickly, and when that happens, mistakes slip through. Collectors today closely examine 2001 Vermont quarters for major mint errors. Some of the most valuable examples include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, and dramatic die deterioration. Certain coins show distorted lettering or missing design elements in the trees and landscape. These are not tiny flaws. Some error examples are obvious even without magnification. And when authenticated, the prices surprise a lot of people. Minor error Vermont quarters from Philadelphia have sold for $100 to $400. More dramatic errors regularly reach $1,000 to $3,000. And extreme, eye-catching errors have sold for over $5,000, despite being modern coins most people still spend. But errors aren't the only reason collectors care. Condition is a bigger deal than most Americans realize. Although millions of 2001 Vermont quarters were made, very few survived in perfect condition. Many were bag-marked before circulation,